Well, this is probably the next game I'm also gonna be recording. I sometimes seem to just pick up and put down games, mainly because I guess I don't want to burn myself out on some of them. With Metal Gear, I'm still probably going to go out of my way to play Portable Ops for the sake of the uh, story details that ties in post Snake Eater, and it honestly still seemed like at the time of Metal Gear Solid 4 that it was an important game in the timeline, legit. I mean, it was mentioned in cutscenes that was showing the timeline and stuff in that game. So, if you ask me, it's canon. Now, is it the most important story? I guess not, but it's still interesting enough given how crazy ridiculous these games were to cover from beginning to end. However, now I've got some new games. I went out of my way to try and just, because I know that the storefront isn't going to last too long and that there are still some things I want to get on PS3. I tried to get Dissidia Duodecim's DLC Prologus for the sake of having Aerith, since I have a Vita. I love that game. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies. But, you know, Square Enix still hasn't done a Dissidia remaster, and I feel like that needs to happen very soon. Uh, as well as giving it real online, and even split screen would be amazing for Dissidia. Just saying. And speaking of Final Fantasy, I got myself Final Fantasy VII on here because for as much as I like using mods on the PC version, it seems like it just doesn't want to use Steam Cloud saves at all, and it just starts over from scratch. So, I won't lie, I've started this game many times and lost my save many times, and because of that, I still haven't finished Final Fantasy VII. And I want to, simply because this is probably my favorite of the stories, at least. I know what happens, and despite that, it's really is just one of the best Final Fantasy games for a reason. It's stood the test of time for a reason. For sure, though, you definitely do get benefits from just having the PC version and modding it. Especially if you want to have a remastered soundtrack and this, that, and the other to make your own actually complete Final Fantasy VII remake that way, essentially. I won't lie, I'm disappointed in what Square Enix has become, if only because I grew up absolutely loving Square Enix thanks to Kingdom Hearts. It introduced me to Final Fantasy, and I've also played Musashi Samurai Legend on PS2. That's right, someone who played Musashi Samurai Legend before ever touching Brave Fencer Musashi, which I can't even get on the PS3 store anymore, which pisses me off, honestly. Seriously. That kind of shit sucks. But nevertheless, though, I, I I'm not gonna be playing the Final Fantasy VII remake. The only way I'm ever gonna play that is if someone gifts it to me. I'm only playing the Crisis Core remake because I also know it's actually a finished remake. And while I'm not pumped about the recasting for the dub, it's still at least a pretty decent remake, and there are some reasons why I understand the recasting for the dub. That being said, I also got this. Probably not playing online because I don't have online on PS4 anymore, and I don't think I'm ever gonna care to really get PlayStation Plus back. I mean, at most, you now have access to a big library if you get a certain plan, I guess, now. And that includes older games on PS2 and PS1 for PS4 and 5. Which I'm glad you're also actually now able to buy them individually, because I'll give Sony a point for that over Nintendo not allowing us to just simply, buy the classic games individually like they used to on the Wii, on the DSi, the 3DS, the Wii U. It's unnecessarily just them forcing your hand into feeling like you need the internet uh, subscription just to make sure that you are able to play those old games. I don't really care for online on consoles anymore compared to how I'm happier just using my computer to play some online games, or at least I'm glad that my friend Jerry Avalos, who I've worked on the site Esports Gamers for quite some time, I made a lot of uh, reviews on there for gaming. Uh, for the various games that I used to stream, including Kingdom Hearts, I went out of my way to really review every single game. And I don't feel bad about that at all. Point is, I got this because I like Street Fighter. I'm not a huge fighting game fanatic. Though I still enjoy playing the likes of Street Fighter. I've played Soul Calibur before and also loved it. And I also love Super Smash Brothers, and that I try to play online sometimes, but never been the most happy with it. But I'm happy that they at least eventually got Sora in finally. Took them long enough, but they did eventually put Sora in. And I'm happy with the other characters too. So, also I got this because this is something that I've been planning to want to do for a while now. I also have a new copy of Infamous Second Son that will be here through the mail. And why I am bringing this up is this is also one of the marathons that I've been wanting to actually do for a while now. Because I dig that the PlayStation 4 had systems to allow us to stream these games. Uh, because it was nice because I always saw how people had capture cards and how it was cool that people were able to pull that off, but I was also always like, why are these things so damn expensive? And I finally invested in one and I'm glad I did because I'm happy to have the ability to do this. Um, and that being said, one of my favorite exclusives on PlayStation, despite how much I'm bummed at how their exclusives aren't as engaging anymore, they're not as varied, not as unique as they used to be. One of my favorite exclusives during the PlayStation 3 era has to be Infamous. And that is due to the fact that uh, I just randomly played the demo. It was one of the first experiences I had on the PS3 alongside when my dad got Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. Me and my sister didn't really have any kid-friendly games, so we at least watched my dad play Metal Gear Solid 4, and it was a trip seeing just how realistic the graphics were there. And we started with just a lot of demos, for sure. But Infamous was one of the first demos that I downloaded, and it blew me away. Because my first experience with superhero video games was the original Spider-Man movie game on PS2. The one based off of the original Sam Raimi movie, and I believe people are way too harsh on those movies. They damn sure, I think, outdo all the stuff that has come out since Spider-Man 3. The only thing really kind of coming close was what MCU was trying to do with Spider-Man, and even then, I'm it's creepy that you have a grown man talking about being Peter Parker bisexually for movies that children are going to watch because it's Spider-Man. That's just a hardcore yikes. But point is, Spider-Man started my love for superhero video games. And while not all of them have been fantastic, there are a lot of really, really good times with superhero video games. Whether it was a lot of the Spider-Man games that came out prior to the Amazing Spider-Man movie, uh, which were all pretty damn good games generally, aside from maybe like a couple of not great games, I guess. But it was solid. You had also Batman's Arkham series, which has just been fantastic. And while I still haven't played Origins Blackgate, or the likes of Arkham Knight, I have uh, those all on Steam, and I am eventually going to play them and have thoughts. Uh, Not sure I'm gonna care to really stream them though, admittedly, because it's also such a tiresome situation trying to do Riddler challenges. It's a fun game. Don't get me wrong, but it wears you out doing all the Riddler challenges in order to unlock everything. But I had those two. I for a short time also sampled Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Uh, and also, during the PS3 generation, I loved the likes of the X-Men Origins Wolverine game. It is critically underrated. That game deserves a remaster, and even the movie itself actually wasn't that bad, and people should kind of be a little nicer to it, I think. Despite the crappy CGI, because by all means I get that, yeah, those claws are pretty crappy. But point is, with Infamous, when I first played it, I was super engaged in what the gameplay was like with Cole and his electric powers, how he interacted with the environment due to it, how he was zipping along the likes of power lines, let alone the subway tracks, even how you were able to sap electricity to heal yourself back up, um, to just all the other stuff. Like, Cole is such an engaging character in superhero gaming, period. And while I also really love Infamous 2, I always at first wanted to play Infamous 1, and I didn't get to till the dreaded hack on Sony happened back in the day. The dreaded hack that caused PlayStation Network to be down for quite some time, and we were surprised by it, honestly. As my dad, especially as a working man, was just frustrated that he couldn't play stuff like Battlefield 1943 online again. And I was also bummed because I didn't get to enjoy Little Big Planet 2 online, and so on and so forth. It was definitely a wait, but when they came back, they at least went out of their way to actually offer a free game from each of the main categories: the PSP games, the PS1 games, and the PS3 games. And also the minis, which I never really cared for. They weren't terrible sometimes, but a lot of them were like, eh, this is whatever. But thanks to that, if I am recalling correctly, uh, I got, I think the PSP game's name was Pursuit Force. It was an earlier PSP game, and it was decently fun, but I didn't really care for it much. Then for PS1 games, I I'm not sure if it was Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped or if it was Final Fantasy 7. I can't remember the PS1 game quite off the top of my head. Um, but then for the PS3 section, I saw Infamous as one of the games. I begged my dad to let me redeem it for that. He was cool and just let me grab it, and I loved that game. I played it to the very end. I honestly can't even care to play the villain side of Infamous at all. If only because also it's very clear that the villain side was always played up very cartoonishly and just was never very serious uh, in terms of the story, especially in comparison to the actual hero storyline. But nevertheless, it was easily, easily one of my favorite PS3 experiences of all time. And to this day, I go back to this game occasionally, just absolutely loving it. And the story blew me away as well. And this got so popular that we got a comic that actually went into the detail of the story after the main game itself. And not only did it go into that, but it built up into the second game's storyline as well, being a good lead into Infamous 2's storyline. And it is a really good sequel as far as a story goes as well. And I also have things I both like a lot about the sequel, but things that I'm not exactly the happiest with. And the only other game that I played initially was Second Son, but I did also recently check out Infamous Festival of Blood, the DLC to Infamous 2 that gave you vampire powers. It's not anything special if I am to say anything right now on that. Second Son was actually a pretty good game, though, although I was definitely missing Cole, and this is the only one I haven't played yet, First Light. And I got this, and like I said, I got Second Son coming in the mail, so this is my announcement for the fact that I am going to be doing an Infamous marathon, as well as Metal Gear I've been covering. Thing is, while I would be cautious about Sony doing it again, at the same time, I cannot deny that I would be pumped if there was a new Infamous, especially if Cole McGrath somehow came back. That would be amazing. I would be so, so happy. But the marathon I'm also going to be starting now actually involves this series, Ninja Gaiden, which apparently has roots in being a Nintendo game. Uh, I'm not sure if it was actually also an arcade game or not. I mean, someone in the comments or maybe in the chat, if they ever hear me saying this, if they know, they might tell me otherwise. But all I know for certain is that beforehand there were Nintendo games under this series that was notoriously difficult. And if I'm also recalling right, Angry Video Game Nerd made some pretty funny uh, reviews of those games with the trainer who started just fucking drinking and be like, ah, fuck this shit, this is too damn hard. But then on the Xbox came a sort of reboot of the series in 3D as a character action game that kind of defined that genre alongside Devil May Cry. And while I've played Devil May Cry 1 through 3 and had experience with Devil May Cry 4, I don't really care about this series anymore. On one hand, I'm now a Christian, so I also don't find the concept remotely cool. If anything, it's creepy as hell. But while that isn't to say that that means like, oh, you shouldn't play it because it's sin. Obviously, too, we should actually, at the very least, keep our eyes open to what is going on in the world, the inspirations of things as well. And if anything, I don't think that that should say no, you shouldn't touch this stuff or interact with this stuff at all. But definitely, obviously, don't go doing freaking uh, shit like messing with Ouija boards or trying to use whatever those cards are that freaking Persona loves to have at the center of its structure. I'm sorry, that stuff's just extra creepy to me now. The point is, the games uh, initially came out on Xbox. The original Ninja Gaiden, then came also a, I guess, director's cut version called Ninja Gaiden Black. And then on PS3, we ended up getting Ninja Gaiden Sigma, a re-release that I can't seem to find uh, a solid opinion on it, because there seems to be many people who do like these remasters for 1 and 2, and those who don't. Seems like the volume is so low on my capture card, and I just cannot understand why.
Dragon blade, a legendary sword, said to have been carved out of the bones of a black dragon. It brought plague and death to the world during the age of ancient myth. Made possible by the souls of the vanquished black dragons that dwell within it. It is said that if the blade's seal were to be broken, it would gather the hatred and evil of mankind and confer it upon the one who wields it, transforming him into the devil incarnate. However, not even those of the dragon lineage who protect it know the true extent of its power. The
Definitely
dragon sword,
creepy.
another weapon protected by the dragon lineage since ancient times. This sword, which is said to have been used by ancient warriors to slay the black dragons, is now handed down from generation to generation in the Hayabusa ninja clan, the modern descendants of the dragon lineage. And now, the dragon sword is gripped firmly in the hands of young ninja Ryu Hayabusa.
So, this is definitely where things are gonna get trippy, at least with the story, it seems. I never played too far into this because I mostly played the demos, and for a bit I played the PSP port, or not the PSP port, I'm sorry, the PS Vita port, because there wasn't a PSP port. Silly me. It's just so weird how much my headphones just don't seem to be uh, really giving me much for the sound. Like the sound that I'm getting out of my headphones right now are crap, and that shouldn't be the case because this is my freaking my Beats Studio 3s. Just trying to. Okay, I'm gonna, I guess, just ask via Google. There we go. Aha! Now. I think I just finally fixed it. Yeah! Finally have better audio. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, normal, hard, or hero mode. I'm not sure what the hell hero mode entails. I'll just choose hard. Hope I'm not gonna regret this shit. Training playstyle. Some enemies require better action skills. Okay. The way of the ninja. In the mountains of autumn, there is one who walks the path of the ninja. This is one of the new games that I got. Ninja Gaiden 6. Well, tell her hi back for me. This was on the original Xbox. And then it got a PS3 version that this is an HD version of. Because I didn't play the PS Vita version for very long, if I'm being completely honest. Ninja must be able to find his way even when his path is blocked. When facing an obstacle, jump towards it and run vertically up its side until you can grab its upper edge. Move to the left or right and climb up or drop down. The Vita version still looks really good too, I gotta say. It still looks good. I'm trying to remember what made the Vita version genuinely unique though. Because if I'm recalling right, there were at least like a couple of things that made the Vita version have some extra content. And I don't know if they could add this in this version or what the case might be. All that's clear to me though is that is at least the PS3 version, which had a lot of improvements from my understanding. And, you know, PS4 controller is just so comfortable in the hand. I've never been a fan of how big Xbox controllers tend to be. I mean, I really didn't get far into the Vita version after all, so I really am lost still. And obviously, a bigger, better controller to make use of than just... Ah, here we go. Okay. Oh. I do love when I can do that, though. Do not underestimate the agility that your training has given you. Feats such as running along walls should be simple for you to perform. You cannot reach your destination with a single leap. Make use of those surrounding walls. One of the most useful techniques is the flying bird flip. Jump towards a wall and run up it, and jump off again. This allows you to travel to areas that may first seem unreachable. Repeat the flying bird flip to climb certain shafts and passages. Oh shit, okay. Fuck. Already in the first level having stuff like this happen. Okay. Yes, please. Oh boy. Okay, okay, okay. I might already feel the the frustration, but that is super fun. The wall jumps are so much fun to pull off. Ah, okay. Okay, sons of bitches. Wanna fuck with me now? Huh? Huh? No? Deflect your opponent's attacks by holding down the block button. You will not live long without a good defense. It'll help though if you also tell me what those buttons are though too. Just saying. Seriously though, this is just how I figure out the buttons for myself, because the collection didn't tell me there's no, hey, let's use these buttons. Thank God. Oh, shit. Okay. Jumping towards an enemy. Use right and left on the directional buttons to select item, press down buttons to use it. There we go. That's Really? Come on. Please, please tell me you gave me a checkpoint, though. If not, I am probably already gonna lower the difficulty, because this is hardcore. Son of a bitch. Wow. Yeah. You're not making friends right now, but maybe I'll get better in the future. Oh shit, okay. Wait, that was the map already? Oh. Yeah, this is obviously. I'm just gonna have to start somewhere, obviously. freaking the graphics and everything is just this game. Like, you know you are fucking people up in this thing. Wonder why I can't pick up those two swords and have some, like, dual sword action. That'd be awesome. Just already getting a little bit, glad that it isn't ridiculously hard now. Okay, now I can save. Now I go down here. Okay, that part gets a little bit awkward. How he just kind of sometimes does that, but you're intending to get on a wall and get up there. Thank God you can do that though when you got them down like that, just to freaking put them out of their misery and just keep on going. I wish there was a bit more of a real sprinting speed, just for when you're in long stretches of nothing like that. Well, at least they didn't respawn. Okay.
I see you have made it this far.
A tattoo on his freaking left arm looks almost like some sort of comic stretch or symbol. Ugh. It's still gonna be hard. Okay.
Ah, the dragon sword. So your father is still in the sacred wilderness.
Yes. He has entrusted me with the sword while he continues his training. He never seems satisfied with the power he wields.
Someday you will come to understand the pursuit of power. Perhaps beginning with your training here. And what of the sister blade, the Dark Dragon? Has he left you in charge of protecting it as well?
It remains in the village under the protection of my father's clan. They will ensure that the sword remains untouched.
Honestly,
Its
I
dark
wonder
power
if this
sealed.
ties into the original
It
series
is a
at
shame
all.
that such a
was
sword
on
must
the
go untouched,
original
such
Nintendo.
power unused. Alas, I am not of the dragon lineage. The sword is not of my concern.
The audio almost sounded a bit strange.
Master Murai, the Hayabusa village. Master Ryu.
Weren't you the one that was giving me those hints before, though? Why are you acting all surprised that I was there? Hey, though, I actually cleared it. Woo! Alrighty. The village is burning. Before long, Ryu hears the screams of his brethren. Okay. Before I continue, I'm just going to take a short break to get a snack. But I'll be probably continuing this. I'm just going to want to try and make sure I don't stay up too long playing this. And by all means, I'm going to still be playing the likes of Xenoblade Chronicles as well. This is just something that I've also wanted to check out for a while. I always heard a lot of people talk about this series being good. I can see, at least to some degree, where people were probably so into this series that they compared it to the likes of freaking Devil May Cry for a reason. So yeah. let's do this however much I can before I'm pretty frustrated here too. Okay. Still kind of blown away by how good the graphics were for an OG Xbox game. That was just how powerful that original Xbox really was. And like, I've had good memories playing the original Xbox with friends, but definitely just not much for exclusives that I get an Xbox for, especially now, because the only exclusive I ever cared for on Xbox was the likes of Halo. And Halo, while it is still accessible, like at least on PC we have the Master Chief Collection, which has all of them included when you're buying it, right? I guess. I'm just glad because I do have it on computer now at least, but like beforehand, having Halo on consoles was great for the split screen. You can't even have that on an Xbox One. I kind of think how you can run on water like badass too. Badass. Still really fun, actually. Yeah, sadly that shit's figure out how it does the info thing, because I'm trying to remember. there being like some sort of a secret to that spot. Am I tripping? Yeah, I didn't play far in this.
A dark samurai clad in black armor. Master, you do not attempt to fight it.
Statue of Diligent Old Man, Billy Massa, a legendary blacksmith. There are folk tales of people who have cursed the statue and walked away with various items in their place. Oh, I actually see the bracelet on. Okay. Honestly, I would have expected to be able to jump on top of that building there. Shit. He's literally stuck in place. So fucked up, but the atmosphere is just amazing. But being an old OG Xbox game, clearly went far in making this game still feel like there was something important here for me, and I'm just tripping or something. Oof. Damn. Seeing the senior move for sure very hard. Holy shit, dude. One attack and he just absolutely wrecks me. Damn. And even with that freaking defense bracelet or whatever, okay, this is, at least I still cleared it instead of freaking being told, hey, you fucked up, do it again. His outfit he's sporting here is pretty badass, honestly.
My network of ninja have uncovered the reason for the attack. The samurai who burned the village was Doku,
Oh,
lord of the greater
okay.
fiends of the Vigor Empire.
Count Dooku?
It
From
appears
frickin-
as though the Vigor Emperor seeks the
from
power
Star
of the
Wars?
Dark Dragon Blade.
'Cause that's what immediately pops into my head. I never heard someone being called Dooku before. Doku. It almost sounds too close to Dooku to where that's just, I guess, what's coming to mind. Whatever, the Star Wars prequels is actually good, damn it. Skies of Vengeance. Busa village has burned, and the Dark Dragon Blade is gone. Ryu has stowed aboard an airship heading for the Vigor Empire. His goal, vengeance.
The Holy Vigor Empire, a strange dictatorship veiled in secrecy. Its exclusionist foreign policy makes for very few ways to enter the country. One of the only remaining routes is by airship to the capital city of Tyron.
We've received reports of a hostile malefactor crossing the Vigor border. A search will be conducted immediately. Maintain current course and velocity. I repeat, maintain current course and velocity. We've received reports of a hostile malefactor.
This was the last of life. So anything beyond this will actually be I only ever played the demo for the second edition as well, so the Sigma 2 on the Vita is not very stable, from my understanding. actually interact with that. But, find where the shop is, since I'm supposed to also allow you to upgrade your weapons. Now, where do I upgrade it again? Like, allow me to upgrade it again? Do some sort of again, so I can see. Now. Pretty sure it was over here. Weird how it took them so long to do saves in chapter 1, but afterwards they actually would be consistent with it. I think I might just actually stop it there though. Just so that what I have done here isn't gonna completely wear me out already. I'm just glad to have it end. As it goes on, I'm hopefully gonna be better at this. Yeah. Who knows? For sure though, I'm looking forward to being able to do Infamous, especially since I got First Light now. And I'll be getting Second Son back soon as well. And then just, you know, covering Infamous 1, 2, Festival of Blood, Second Son, First Light. That'll be the lineup. I would like to see a new one. Not sure if it is going to happen. It is nice to see, though, that there was a new Ninja Gaiden, and I'm sure hoping it doesn't have microtransactions like freaking Devil May Cry did, because it seems like people love to defend how they did that, and I don't know, it just seems like some people that are so hardcore for certain franchises refuse to see criticisms happening. They just freak out on you. It's a little weird. It also makes it hard to care. So I remember going to the subreddit for Gran Turismo, asked about microtransactions in any of the newer games, and was confirmed that that's been a thing since late PS3, which just pisses me off personally. Since I was at first thinking of getting a Gran Turismo on my PS4 for the fact that I got a steering wheel and pedal set, but even then it's hard to really want to do that now. if that's really just standard. It's so frustrating that that's the standard in so much of the industry now. I just really hope that if I am getting into these games, the Ninja Gaiden series, that by the time of the fourth one, I'm not pissed off that I got into it all to see them do something like that. But, thank you guys for watching.